Hi, Tommy update. Yes, just a quick Tommy update. For the 9 or 10 people that will get to see this video, and sorry, my head's the camera's on the wonk a bit, but don't worry about it. Yeah, so a Tommy update because Danny Tomo's been to see him, and Ezra went to see him yesterday, and from what they're saying, it looks like Tommy's actually being looked after fairly all right, given he's in prison. That there's you're in prison. That ain't sort of like the best place to be. But yeah, it looks like he's working all right. The governor actually comes and sees him every day, which is rather surprising. And the governor actually sort of like, apparently this is according to Danny Tomo, said that. If you can stop the protests outside, we'll make sure you're comfortable. Your stay here is as comfortable as possible. It sounds like to me that the governor really believes that Tommy shouldn't be there, and is endeavouring to make his stay there as less, as safe and as less thing. Now this can change at any moment, given the prison service. If the powers that be that find out that the governor of Belmarsh prison is looking after Tommy, they might actually just pick him up and move him to Onley or something like that. Because, you don't know what these how these things think. But currently at the moment, Tommy's all right. He's getting fed. He can go on an exercise bicycle in a day. He's doing the gym. He's got to put a gym to himself. He's got a TV. Doesn't watch TV. He's reading and listening to music. And chatting with Julian Assange over the way, about 10 yards away. Julian Assange's room is. He's in the hospital block just over the way. So that's rather fascinating. And apparently he's had some very, very good conversations with Julian Assange. They are, I mean, a friend of mine actually years and years ago, well, months and months ago, when I sort of like was talking to him about Tommy and everything like that, and he said, well, he'd never looked at Tommy or anything like that, but he said he'd been following Julian Assange, and he said that both of them are where they are and in the problems that they are for exactly the same reasons. They've actually sort of attacked the deep state, because the grooming gangs are it's like the head of the pimple, and underneath is a big festering sort of boil underneath that, which leads all the way back to our politicians and everything like that, and child trafficking, and it goes really, really thick. One of the persons that I know everybody ridicules him and everything like that. One of the persons that sort of like is sort of saying quite a lot is a young Mr. Ike, David Ike. He's actually saying quite a lot about the child trafficking and how it's all interlinked it's a global thing, but he goes off to say it's sort of like interdimensional sort of stuff and everything like that. But which I mean, you've got to keep it. There's one thing about David Icke. He gets everything. Then he goes too far on that side. What you need to do is actually keep it credible to the people so the people can understand you. So these grooming gangs we're still going on in Rotherham today, apparently. Basically, and all that. The reason why they're allowed to carry on is because they can procure children for things. I mean, and when you find things like people like our ex-Prime Minister Edward Heath was buggering little boys, then having them murdered because they know who he was. I mean, this is evil beyond thought. No, when I was a very young, I was I must have been about 14, 15. I met Edward Heath, and what a horrible man. I actually sort of like, I think I used a C-bomb on him, actually. I told him what I thought, because I told me a fat ugly cunt. But God, he was horrible. He didn't like children, and he didn't like. The reason why he could murder and kill little boys is because he hated them, and that's the reason why paedophiles can do that, because paedophiles hate children. Yeah, and David Icke was saying something towards about the fact that they're going for their energy or something like that. But anyway, that's David Icke. But Tommy, is really, really good. I think that's good news today. That's good news today. I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything in the future, but yeah. And Danny Tomo is sort of like coming under. He said he's coming under sort of like a lot of pressure now from the powers that be, because obviously he's sort of like been around for long enough now to sort of like people realise that he's quite a all good character, organising things and everything like that. Ezra Levant. I don't know. I don't. I mean, he's done some good things, but there's something about Ezra that it just leaves you a little bit sort of. Ooh, I don't know. I know he's a small hat boy, like, you know, but so am I, so I can't really slag him off for that. But yeah, but he's doing good, and he's saying good. So fingers crossed. So August the 3rd in London. I don't think I can make it. It's just due to sickness, to be quite honest. But I mean, August the 3rd in London, that would be good. And one of the things that we could do actually is organise protests or gatherings, sort of like not in London as well, apart as opposed to the August the 3rd one. The August the 3rd one in London, it's got to be the big one. But we could do later on in the month. We could do sort of like other places where, I mean, I don't know, outside prisons or outside thing, sort of like, you know, other ways of doing demonstrations. Because London, for a lot of us, is a long way away, and it's, you know, it's just very, very hard. And if you're not 100%, and if you're not thinking, you can't travel that far without, you know, it's just too much. So, but anybody's going to London on the 3rd, good luck. And it'd be nice to have a West Country. I'm a West Country boy, by the way. It'd be nice to have a West Country sort of like demonstration. Okay, peace and love, everybody. Fingers crossed for Tommy. You know, and if we all stick together and get together, Anne-Marie Waters and Gerald Batten, get together, or I'll bash both of your heads together and get together, and you're gonna have to put all your differences beside you, because the common cause is far more than your petty differences. Come on.